welcome to Lexi's Healthy Dynamic Life. I'm your host, Lexi, and on today's episode, I have the pleasure of interviewing Marie-Louise, coming at you from Greece. She's also known as Eat More Fruit on Instagram, and I'm just so excited to have her with us. Thank you for being here today.
Hi guys, I'm really happy to be here as well.
Awesome. So you've been a raw vegan for about a year now. Can you tell us a little bit about why you made that choice and what's your story?
Yeah, of course. I feel like my story is maybe a little bit different than usual. Before I went raw vegan, I was always actually really healthy, really fit. I didn't really have any health problems actually, but sadly, after a while, a few years ago, I slipped into an eating disorder. For me, that was a really dark time. And eventually, when I was, now I lost this word, oh my God, like when you get better, when you get healthy, recovering. When I was recovering, I'm so sorry, guys, English is not my first language, forgive me. When I was recovering, I realized that to recover, I had to make the choice that I wanted to have a good life. And I really had to fight for this and go for this. And then I wanted to know how I could live the best life and how I could like make the best version of myself and give my body all this health and love and appreciation that I had not given it for such a long time. And I just wanted to restore my health because obviously when you have an eating disorder, you do a pretty big damage to your own health. So I wanted to let my body grow back like in a good way. In the first period, I feel miserably at this because when I gave myself permission to eat again, I just wanted to eat everything. I wanted to eat everything I could see. Like I was a vegan before all of this happened, so everything that I ate was still vegan, but I was like eating vegan junk food, eating like a kilo of peanuts or something. It was like I was eating everything. But it's okay. My body really needed that. And actually, for like, I think half a year or something, I was just like eating for like 5 regular people. But eventually, my weight kind of restored. And then I just went back to eating less and eating like normal sizes or whatever is normal. And when my weight balanced out, I kind of realized, like, okay, come on, I love peanuts, but like eating 1 kilo of peanuts is not really this healthy that I wanted to get at. And yeah, I had always been interested in like health and fitness and things like this. So I already knew a great deal about health and diet. So I already actually, before all of this happened, had kind of made up my mind that a raw vegan diet would, in my opinion, be the healthiest. So then after all of this happened and my weight got stabilized again for a while, and for half a year I was at a good weight, I then realized, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna eat this healthy diet and see where it takes me and if it will help me to become a better version of myself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I don't know if our listeners know, but I also have experienced the perils associated with eating disorder growing up, both on both ends of the spectrum, both restriction and binging as well. So for many of our listeners who might be able to relate to that, it can feel really challenging to overcome these patterns. So, what advice would you share, and how has eating a raw vegan diet helped you in the long run stay on track to be healthy and not fall into those patterns?
Yeah, no, I can totally relate. Like, it's really hard in the beginning to get to a healthy eating pattern again and also to really want it. Because for me in the beginning, there was always this small voice in the back of my head that was like, no, I don't really want this. I'm too scared of gaining the weight. I'm too scared. But I was like in a really bad state, and I almost didn't survive. Let's just keep it at that. And this experience really made me realize that no, it's not my time. I'm so young. I want to experience life and see all the beautiful things it has. So this really traumatizing or like heavy experience really changed the switch in my head. So I cannot really, other than that, I don't really have any tips on how to get yourself to like really, really want to change, because that is the first step. You really have to want to change your behaviors and your mindset to get out of this. So yeah, once I actually did that, that was, of course, it was still hard after that, and still many times I felt like, oh my god, what have I done? I remember at one point I was like still way severely underweight, and like none of the clothes in stores could fit me, but I felt that I had already gained so much weight. I was having so much difficulty with accepting my body as it was growing, that I felt like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why did I start this? Why did I ever decide to gain all this weight? But it really helped for me to look back on all the things I could not do and that I could do again at that point. That really helped me to realize that being able to just do simple things such as going to the grocery store and carrying my groceries back home, like wow, I was able to do that again. Like that was a small victory actually. And just being able to do these things really made me realize like, okay, yeah, it's worth it. I just want to be able to have a normal life and just do things and go for it. So, and then after becoming raw vegan has actually really helped me to find a lot of freedom with food in general, because actually my food of preference has like always been fruits when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, like all of my life. But becoming a raw vegan, it's, you can just eat the foods that make you feel amazing. It's like you never feel, or at least me, I never feel bloated. I don't have any stomach pains or digestive issues. I'm so sorry. Digestive issues or anything like this. And my energy just became so much better. And then I felt all of these benefits. And it's also, you can just eat and your body will tell you when it's enough. That has really helped for me, because, for example, with potatoes or rice or something, it's like, even it's just basic foods. But when I was eating those, I could never know when it was enough. I would just eat everything that was there because, I don't know, it's tasty. So you keep wanting to eat more without really realizing, like, okay, I am like past my limit. I've had enough. And with raw vegan foods, like raw vegetables and fruits, they tell your body when you are nurtured, when you've had enough food. So that has also been really helpful to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that is such a light. And I definitely relate to that completely. Like, I never knew what to eat, how much to eat. It caused me so much stress that I thought that the only solutions were to restrict my eating because
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always unsure about how much and always scared of eating too much. But with a raw vegan diet, I don't have to be scared of that anymore.
it's like finally being free, like you said, being able
Yeah,
to eat in an abundance when I'm hungry until I'm full without any negative physical, emotional, or mental consequences. It's truly,
exactly.
I really believe that my eating disorder was caused because I wasn't eating the proper foods. And it's just amazing to feel the difference. And so I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, what else did you notice when you became raw vegan? Did anything else feel better, clear up, or heal for you? What was
Yeah, for sure. Like so many things. Like I told you, my energy is like really amazing. It's like I still really love to be active. I do boxing, and still after like a 1 hour boxing class, when everybody else is like so tired, I just take a 5 minute rest, and I'm like, okay, guys, can we go again? Can we go again? I'm never tired. I have so much energy. It's like sometimes it drives my boyfriend insane. He feels like, how are you never tired? So that's amazing. I've also noticed that I've been sleeping better. I'm not exactly sure how or why, but I do sleep better since I adopted a raw vegan diet. My nails became stronger. Like not right now, but usually they're now very long, and I only cut them when they're like becoming too long. They don't break anymore, which is really awesome. And my hair looks a lot better, and most of all, my skin. I used to have a lot of skin problems ever since, for like I think 7 years. I struggled with acne, pretty bad, and on my face and my chest, and the rest of my skin on my body would be like actually so dry that it would be painful. But now I don't have any of this anymore. This is a video, so I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but as you can see, my skin has cleared up pretty well. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah, acne used to be like my biggest insecurity, was or horrible. When I would look in the mirror, I would see my face and I would think like, oh my God, I have so many spots. I look like a Dalmatian, but it's all gone now. So that's really fun. That's like really amazing. And like I said, also, I have no digestive issues. I used to, according to the doctors, I had irritable bowel syndrome. I believe that's the name in English. Yeah. But since I adopted a raw vegan diet, I have had zero issues and zero pains, zero discomforts. So, yeah, that has cleared up as well.
That's awesome. I'm so happy with you. And,
Yeah.
you know, having those symptoms, those issues cleared up, can really help live life more fully, having more confidence to go out, not choosing to put makeup on to cover blemishes, not having to worry about, is there going to be a bathroom where I'm going? So it's just really like amazing how all these aspects of life can be improved with this diet, including things like sleep and your performance as well.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's really amazing. And it's made indeed such a difference in my confidence. And I feel just so much happier and more positive in general. Yeah.
And so, how did you actually make the switch? You said the first step is to want to do it.
Yeah.
And did you, do fruit for breakfast and then add raw for lunch, or did you just overnight go into it full swing?
Um, well, like I told you, like fruit has always been my favorite food. So already before I went actually raw vegan, my breakfasts were like always fruit only. And after that, I just decided to like have like fruit only until dinner. And then in the first period, my dinner would be a whole food plant-based dish with potatoes or rice. But after a while, I actually noticed that like these dinner dishes, they felt really heavy after a while of eating mostly fruits. So then I decided to want to make this less as well. And then after that, it became like a salad with like a small dish of potatoes or something on the side, and then like a salad with some roast vegetables on the side, until I was like content with only salad. Or another raw vegan dish. Of course, you can eat so much more than only salad, but I really love salads.
What's your favorite salad?
Oh, it's just so easy. Actually, I just love to just put a lot of romaine lettuce. It's really delicious, actually. And then I just put whatever vegetables are in season, which are the best at the moment. And it's really tasty because if you eat with the seasons, the vegetables and fruits also, they have so much more flavor. So that's why I always pick the seasonal ones. And then I just pick whatever sort of goes together and I just put it in a bowl.
Do you add any dressing or condiments?
Actually, my favorite thing to add is just a bit of lemon juice because I like to eat fresh food, especially because during the day I eat only fruits, which are very sweet. So then in the evening, I like to have just that fresh taste. But sometimes I can make a dressing out of avocado or sometimes with seeds or nuts, but that would be on very rare occasions as I prefer to eat lower fat and it also makes me feel better. So yeah, actually I just eat really, really simple. It's not so exciting.
And how has eating simple changed your life? Has that affected any other aspects of your life?
Um, Actually, it just makes me feel very clean and calm on the inside because you know your food is simple and it just makes me feel very fresh, if that makes any sense at all. And Like, this is gonna sound maybe stupid, but it saves a lot of time and like dishes, which is actually real convenience. For example, to chop up a salad, it takes like 20 minutes max, including dishes. It's nothing. So this is very calming for me also to know that I have all this extra time in a day because, yeah.
And what have you decided to do with this extra time that you've created for yourself?
Actually, I'm really keen to learn things. I'm at the moment studying my fourth language, which is going pretty well. So that is obviously very time consuming. Also, I have a dog and a very big garden, so that takes a lot of time as well to be active in the garden and play with the dog, walk the dog, and of course do all the other things around the house, which takes a lot of time. And also I really love, I have more time for my hobbies now. For example, I told you I really like to be active, so I'm having time to add like extra yoga later in the day. Or I also have like picked up other hobbies again, like writing. I used to write a lot and I didn't do this for a long time, but now I'm like, oh, I have like 30 minutes left because my, for example, the dinner for my boyfriend, I will cook rice or something. So then while the rice will be like taking its time, but my salad is already done, so then I have like a lot of time, like 30 minutes extra, and then I can spend some time writing or stuff like this. It's very nice.
That's so cool. You have so many different pursuits going on right now.
Yeah.
I really relate to that too. At first, it really opened up so much more time. Like
Yeah.
more than I ever could have imagined. At first, I'm like, what do I do with myself? Like I can go for a walk 3 times as long today, or pick up a new skill. Like you said, I started learning the flying trapeze because
Very cool.
I had so much time. So, for those who are listening and maybe feel skeptical, like how could eating this way really free up so much more time? It's just so
It
true.
does. Yeah.
Fruit, you just pick it, you peel it and eat it. If you want, you can cut it, but that still is just in minutes versus,
Yeah.
getting ingredients, cooking them, waiting for the time, washing all the,
Yeah.
it really adds up.
Yeah, and it really saves so much time. It's like, for example, I also spend a lot of time with my grandparents, and my grandfather, he always eat oats in the morning. So whenever I go there, I just bring my own fruits and then I cut them up and I eat them. And by the time I'm like almost finished eating them, my grandfather's just like putting the oats in a bowl. It's like without realizing, like cooking foods takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so interesting when clients say to me, it's just so easy to put something in the microwave, but then you got to wait 5 minutes and then you got to
Yeah,
wait for it to cool down. In that time, you could have eaten 4 oranges or
yeah,
something. So
exactly.
when it comes to time, it's truly a time saver.
Yeah,
And
it is.
you mentioned that you are working in your garden, and I know that you just moved into a new property. And so,
Yeah.
what are you planning to add to your garden?
Oh, a lot of things. The house and the garden were pretty abandoned before we moved in, but at the moment we have pomegranate trees, we have pumpkins and zucchinis, and we have walnuts. So at the moment it's not very much, but it's a beginning. We have put from seeds. We are like making the small plants for tomatoes and bell peppers. So when they're big enough, we will be transferring them into the soil. And also, I want to add a lot of fruit trees. Like Greece is a great place for growing really nice fruits. So there will be a lot of fruit trees coming. Definitely figs, peaches, different varieties. Yeah, I want to add persimmons, apples and pears, of course. Oh, and we also have oranges. I forgot to mention them, but we already have a few orange trees, which is very nice. Yeah, I'm very excited for the oranges to ripen. So these will be added for sure. We also want to try to get a greenhouse and see if we can grow some more tropical fruits, because in Crete, the biggest island of Greece, they can grow dragon fruits, bananas, passion fruits. So if they can do it there, we are also in the south, maybe we can do it too. So we definitely want to try. So we want to get a greenhouse, and we also want to add lettuces, carrots, and yeah, tomatoes and bell peppers I mentioned, and cucumbers.
Yum, that sounds amazing. Like a
Yeah. So
fruit forest buffet. And
yeah, that's the goal, to get like most of the fruits from the garden. And I forgot to mention we also have grapes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we already have them, but the grape season is over here. So that's why I forgot about them for a bit. But we have delicious grapes.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really great.
Awesome. And you mentioned that you visit your grandparents often.
Yeah.
Have they started to incorporate more fruit, or how do you just deal with, living or spending time with people that don't share the same diet?
Well, it's actually funny that you ask because I live together with my boyfriend and he is not even a vegan, or diets could really not differ more. But it's for my boyfriend in the evening, I cook for him, but I make a whole food plant based dish. So with rice or potatoes and lots of veggies, and he loves it like almost all of the time. And sometimes when he wants something different or something with, for example, cheese or eggs or something, he cooks that up himself because he understands that it's not very nice for me to do that. Also, because I was already a vegan when I met him a long time ago. And when he wants to eat something, for example, sometimes he eats meat, but then we have a deal that we like don't really make it in the house because it really bothers it. It really bothers me because, for example, when I see this, I don't see food. I see that a chicken has been murdered for no reason. So, but he understands that really well, and he actually wants to become a vegetarian. So those few times that he does still want to eat meat, he goes out to a restaurant or he gets it as takeaway. So not like all of our kitchen and all of our utensils get the meat on it. So that's actually very nice of him as well to understand where I'm coming from. And with my grandparents, they have actually started eating a lot healthier. Right now, it's really great. Like my grandfather recently even told me, like, because you're spending so much time with us, I'm eating so much healthier. And he was even able to quit a medication for high blood pressure because of this, which is really amazing. Yeah. Sometimes I also cook for them and I make them a whole food plant-based dish with a pasta or a rice because I don't expect them to eat raw vegan or anything. And they also have incorporated more fruit since they saw me eating this, and then they see a mango and they're like, oh, what is this? I have never tried this. I want this too. So that's really fun. Yeah, it's really great to see how it also impacts them actually positively. In the beginning, they were very skeptical. And then when I told them about the diet, they were like, but what are you going to eat? Can you eat only fruits and seeds? You cannot live off of that. But now they see that I'm doing really well, and then they are eating healthier and they are also feeling the benefits. So that's really awesome.
Thank you so much for sharing that. A lot of prospective clients say, I can't do this because my husband needs meat or my kids need meat or they eat cooked food. And it's just so cool to hear about someone who's also being successful eating raw vegan with other people who are making other lifestyle choices. And not only that, but you're having a positive influence on these people. So instead of, feeling pressured or troubled by their decisions, you're being a bright light and sharing that love of health and wellness with your loved ones.
Yeah, I try to. And it's also really helpful that they are actually open to it and they're open to try. And I actually find that it's really easy to cook up, for example, a cooked vegan dish for my boyfriend or my family. So, for example, I love to eat large salads. So basically, whatever vegetables I have in there, I can just make into a stir fry for them and serve it with rice on the side. It's like not so much extra effort.
Absolutely. I love
Yeah.
simplifying things, simplifying life, making eating easy and healthy. And I don't know about you, but I've also saved a lot of money switching
Yeah, me too.
a
Yeah.
plant-based diet. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, of course. Basically, here in Greece, I feel that produce is actually the cheapest thing you can buy for food. produce is so much cheaper than pastas or meats or milk or whatever. Those are the most expensive items here. It's like for now I can like buy like produce at a market for like an entire week, and I will have so much produce and it will cost me like 40 euros. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but 40 euros is like for two people, because I'm also buying for my boyfriend. And it's like 40 euros per week is like a really good budget for food. I mean, you will have so much more money left over to spend. And for example, yeah, so produce, actually, all the produce here is mostly seasonal and regional, domestically grown. So that also really helps with the price. But in season fruits, they mostly go for sometimes less than €1 per kilo. So that's really cheap. It's like the cheapest food you can buy here. For example, watermelon, when it's in season, sometimes it's only 25 euro cents per kilo, which is really, really cheap. And in the winter, yeah, I can get 3 kilos of oranges for €1. I won't need that anymore since I have orange trees myself now, but it used to be really nice to just go to the markets and then see all of these oranges. And then for 5 euros, you will have 15 kilos of oranges. Like 15 kilos of oranges is like a lot of food. I mean, I eat a lot of fruit now, but for 15 kilos of oranges, imagine how much meals you can have out of that.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key right there, is to choose seasonal and local when available to keep the
Yeah.
cost down, and also to enjoy the most delicious
Yeah.
variety of fruit or vegetables at any given time.
Yeah, I totally agree. When they're in season, they're just so much more flavorful, so delicious. Yeah.
Mm, and I hate this question myself. What is your favorite fruit? But what are the go-to fruits or snacks? Like if you are, really, really hungry, what are you gonna grab first?
Okay, well, my favorite fruits are figs and grapes. Yeah, also they're from here, so I also kind of grew up on them. They're really delicious. I love them. And also watermelon when it's in season. I just love it. So that will be my top three of fruits for sure. And after that, everything is so close together. I could not pick a number four, but that's the top three. And I think bananas and oranges are the most convenient food. For example, if I'd be really, really hungry, or if I would be out of the house all day, or if I'm in a hurry, I would take bananas, oranges, or apples. They're very convenient to take on the go. You can eat them anywhere. So, yeah, those are my go to snacks.
I love that. And, a lot of people are at home right now and they can experiment with those figs and grapes and all sorts of delicious foods. But some people are still on the go, especially healthcare workers today. My fiance Ray is, working overnight shifts. And so
Yeah.
his bananas and his oranges. So those are really great suggestions. And
Yeah. And
you
also grapes are great to take with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. And when I'm driving all around, I just munch on my grapes and
Yeah. Me too.
do you just eat whole fruit or do you make smoothies or juices?
Oh, sometimes I make juices in the mornings for some extra hydration. Um, but I actually prefer whole foods the most because I think it's just the most tasty and the most convenient. But I do like to make nice cream, banana-based ice cream. I love it. I eat it almost every day. And it's also so cooling because here in Greece it can get quite hot during the summer. But even now in October, it will still be okay. For me, it's chilly, but I know I should not complain. But sometimes it will be like 28 degrees Celsius outside and sunny. So that will be summer for most people. So it's still good to enjoy a frozen treat out in the sun. So I do love to make nice cream. And yeah, of course, I blend my dressings and stuff. But yeah, I eat really simple and mostly just whole fruits and veggies. I prefer their taste.
Hmm, I love that too. And
Yeah.
really just being able to enjoy the nuances of flavor in each bite between,
Yeah, exactly.
people say, are you going to get bored from eating just fruit? But it's like two kinds of apple or two apples of the same kind from the same tree can have a completely different flavor. And from bite to bite, it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I noticed as well. That's what I love so much. It's like every single bite is so flavorful. Like before, I never had this. And I feel like for most people in the beginning, because they are used to have a diet of a lot of spices and condiments with a lot of salt, which can flatten down the taste buds. In the beginning, it can taste very bland, but if you give it a few days, then you will start to notice, like, wow, actually, every single grape has a slightly different taste, and you'll taste amazing.
Definitely. I think that's the key right there is salt is crazy. It's like
Yeah,
firing off all the dopamine in our brain, and it's like a drug almost that
yeah,
it deadens our taste buds. So eliminating salt was really helpful for me too.
yeah, for me too.
And
Yeah.
so, for people like us that have had concerns about our weight and managing our weight and getting to a healthy weight, how has becoming a raw vegan helped you for this past year in your body, in your mind, in your emotions?
Well, in my mind and my emotions, definitely a lot. Like I told you, I feel just a lot fresher, more energized, more positive. I think because indeed a lot of minor ailments are gone now that I eat this diet. So I think that has really helped also for my mindset. But weight wise, it has also been really amazing. I don't have to worry now because I don't worry about the food that I eat. But also before, I have always been like on the, like a little bit of the skinny side. That's just, I suppose, what my body does. But since adopting a raw vegan diet, I have zero worries about my weight. Like it's so easy to maintain like my optimal weight. I have almost no fluctuations in weight either. It's like just very stable now. So that's also very nice.
Yay. Well, I'm so glad that you've achieved such amazing results in body, mind, and spirit. And before we wrap it up, I'm wondering, do you have any last words of wisdom or advice you'd like to share with our listeners?
Mostly just when you try to eat more fruits or more raw vegan foods in general, make it fun, make it delicious. Like, don't think in a mindset of restriction, like, oh no, now it's fall and there's only apples. That's so boring. Think of all the amazing things you can do with apples or all the different varieties that there are and how delicious they are. And just have fun with what you eat. Like, that made such a difference for me to have fun and make nice creations. Like you only use fresh flavors, so almost everything you make will taste awesome. So that's also really cool, really fun. And just like enjoy those fresh smells and vibrant colors. And that will make you have like so much fun with your food. It will be a party to eat every time. And just, yeah, if, just one thing, it's like that I feel most people make it like tiny bit mistake, maybe if that's how I can call it, when I try to adopt a more raw diet, is that they tend to like not eat enough. And I would say like just eat up. You can hardly eat enough. Just eat those delicious fruits until you really feel that you've had enough. And you do not have to be afraid to gain weight or to feel sick or to get bloated or whatever, no concerns. So just make sure you fill up on those delicious foods.
That is wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Marie-Louise. I just really appreciate you sharing your time and all of your stories and wisdom today.
Yeah, thank you too. I really enjoyed being here and I'm really happy I've had a chance to share this story with people. And I really hope it might be helpful for one or two of you listeners out there. So thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you to everyone who's listened today. We wish you a happy, healthy, and dynamic day. Bye.
Yay. Bye bye, guys.